All right, everyone, welcome. If you're one of Mr. Chee's students or you're following him on TikTok or YouTube, then you are in the perfect place. Today, we are going to do a serious deep dive into your final chemistry paper. Our mission? To make sure you absolutely nail those first 20 marks.
So here's the game plan. We're going to kick things off with a really powerful strategy that you can use on any multiple choice question. Then, we'll put that strategy to the test on the big topics you'll see in question 1, organic chem, reactions and energy, acids and bases, and we'll finish strong with electrochemistry.
Okay, let's get right into it. I want you to stop thinking of question 1 as a hurdle. Instead, think of it as your launch pad. Nailing these first 20 marks isn't just about scoring points. It's about building up that confidence, that momentum that's going to power you through the rest of the exam.
And to do that, we're going to use this simple, but trust me, incredibly effective 4-step method for every single question. First, you identify the chemistry topic they're actually asking about. Second, you analyze the main concept behind it. Third, and this is key, you use what you know to eliminate the wrong answers, the distractors they throw in to confuse you. And finally, you confirm that your choice is the absolute best fit. Let's see it in action.
The first few questions are usually a nice warm-up, right? They tend to focus on the basics of organic chemistry. So let's see how our method holds up.
So, question 1.1. First step, identify. The question is screaming hydrogen bonds between its molecules. This is a classic intermolecular forces question. Plain and simple.
Step 2, analyze. So what exactly is a hydrogen bond? Well, it's the heavyweight champ of intermolecular forces, and it has one simple rule you have to remember. You need a hydrogen atom directly bonded to either a nitrogen, an oxygen, or a fluorine atom. That's it. That's the secret. Just remember NOF, or FON.
Now for steps 3 and 4. Eliminate and confirm. Let's scan our options. A is an aldehyde, B is an ester, D is a ketone. If you look closely, none of them have a hydrogen stuck right onto an oxygen. But then you see C, propanon 1. It's an alcohol. And what does it have? That all-important OH group. The hydrogen is directly bonded to the oxygen, which means hydrogen bonds are a go. We can confirm C is our answer.
All right, moving on to 1.3. This one's a little trickier. It's a multi-step reaction. So, step 1, identify. We're being asked to figure out the products of a 2-step reaction that starts with an alcohol. Okay, step 2, analyze. Let's break this down. In that first reaction, we see butanol reacting with concentrated sulfuric acid. That H2SO4, that's your big clue. It's a dehydrating agent, so this is an elimination reaction. Water gets kicked out, and we form an alkene. The major product is going to be butyene. That's our compound P. Now for the second reaction, compound P goes through hydrogenation. This is an addition reaction. We're adding hydrogen across that double bond, which breaks it and turns the alkene into an alkane. So butyene becomes butane, and that's our compound Q. Now for the easy part, steps 3 and 4, eliminate and confirm. We just need to check the options. Option B says P is butyene and Q is butane. That is exactly what we figured out, so we can lock in B with confidence. See, when you break it down, it's totally manageable.
Okay, let's keep that momentum going. We're shifting gears a little bit now, moving into reaction rates, energy changes, and of course, chemical equilibrium.
Okay, Q1.4. You knew one of these was coming. We've got a potential energy diagram. Step 1, identify. We need to pull all the key numbers off this graph, the heat of reaction, delta H, and the activation energies for both the forward and reverse reactions. This slide has everything we need. Let's analyze it together. First, the heat of reaction, delta H. That's just the energy of the products minus the energy of the reactants. So, 100 minus 300, which gives us negative 200. This is an exothermic reaction. Next, activation energy for the forward reaction. That's the tippy top of the peak minus the energy of the reactants. So, 400 minus 300, which is 100. And finally, the activation energy for the reverse reaction is the peak minus the energy of the products. 400 minus 100, which is 300.
And now we just confirm. We take our calculated values, check them against the options, and yep, D is a perfect match. Done.
All right, next up, Q1.6. Step 1, identify. The key words here are increase the yield and the little double arrow for equilibrium. This is a classic Le Chatelier's principle problem. And notice that negative delta H, that tells us the forward reaction is exothermic.
So let's analyze and eliminate.
Remember, Le Chatelier's principle is all about the system fighting back against change. We want more product, so we want to push the equilibrium to the right. Option A, add more O2. Oxygen is a reactant. If you add more, the system tries to use it up by shifting right. The yield goes up. Okay, that looks really good. Option B, add a catalyst. A catalyst is all about speed, not position. It doesn't change the yield, so B is out. Option C, increase the temperature. The forward reaction is exothermic. It gives off heat. If you add more heat, the system will shift left to the endothermic side to absorb it. Yield goes down. C is out. Option D, increase the volume. Increasing the volume favors the side with more moles of gas. The left side has 3 moles, the right has 2, so it'll shift left. Yield goes down. D is out.
So after all that, we can easily confirm our answer. The only thing on that list that's going to give us more product is adding more oxygen gas. The answer is A.
We are in the final stretch of question 1 now. You could call this the boss level, where they really test your understanding of acids, bases, and electrochemistry. But don't worry, we're going to grab these marks too. Okay, Q1.8. Let's identify. The key phrase is highest pH at the equivalence point. A high pH means basic or alkaline, so we're looking for a reaction that produces a basic salt solution.
Now, let's analyze the core concept. The pH, when you hit that equivalence point, is all about the parents, the acid and base that made the salt. A strong acid and a strong base make a neutral salt, pH of 7. Strong acid, weak base, you get an acidic salt, pH less than 7. But to get the highest pH, a pH greater than 7, you absolutely need that magic combination, a weak acid reacting with a strong base.
So now we just eliminate and confirm. We're hunting for that weak acid, strong base pair. Option A is strong acid, weak base. B and C are both strong, so they're neutral. But option D, we have ethanoic acid, a classic weak acid, reacting with sodium hydroxide, a classic strong base. That's our winner. It's the only one that makes a basic salt, giving us the highest pH. We can confirm the answer is D.
All right, final 2 questions. Let's blitz through this electrochemistry. First, Q1.9. Identify. It's a galvanic cell. Analyze. For galvanic cells, the rule is easy. Higher reduction potential means it's the cathode. Silver is way higher than cadmium, so silver is the cathode. And electrons always flow from anode to cathode, so from cadmium to silver. Confirm. That lines up perfectly with option B. Now, Q1.10. Identify. This is an electrolytic cell, used for plating. Analyze. Here, the object being plated, the iron rod, is always the cathode, the negative electrode where reduction happens. And to keep the process going, the anode has to be made of pure nickel. Confirm. Looking at the statements, this means all 3 of them are actually true. That makes our answer D. So, let's just quickly recap. What are the big takeaways for absolutely crushing question 1? Number 1, stick to that 4-step method on every single question. Identify, analyze, eliminate, confirm. It will save you from silly mistakes. Number 2, you have to know your core definitions inside and out. What's a hydrogen bond? What does Le Chatelier's principle actually say? And number 3, know the difference between galvanic and electrolytic cells like the back of your hand. Get those 3 things down and you are in a fantastic position.
And just like that, you've got a solid plan to put those first 20 marks right in the bag. We've broken down every type of question they can throw at you. You have officially conquered question 1. So the only real question left is, are you ready for the question 2 breakdown? To get that, you know what to do. Make sure you're following and subscribe to Mr. Cheese channels on both TikTok and YouTube. Keep up the amazing work, and I'll see you in the next one.